My name's Alan Hart, and today I'm doing day in the life of a plumber. My first job today is a leak in Worcester for a change. So yeah, let's go and have a look at that and see what it is. I've asked the customer which side is leaking, and they said it's the left hand side, so it's probably going to be the flow manifold. I have them in stock, so if it is that, we can sort it out. Let's go and have a look and see if we've got any nasty surprises. And as always, please remember, if you're going to take a case off a boiler, you must be Gas Safe registered or competent to do so. And it's really important, because we find things that when we go and repair these water leaks, often we find like leaks on heat exchangers and gas valves and all sorts of stuff. So as I say, it's important that you have all the safety equipment and you can do all the tests that we need to do. So yeah, let's go inside, let's go and have a look. So this is a Worcester Bosch Greenstar, and it's a 30 SI. And if we can just see there, it's just leaking into the bucket. And then if we have a look underneath here, we can just see it's dripping from there. And just try and see, just have a look underneath there, and it'll just be leaking from this the left hand manifold just up there. What we'll do now is we'll take case off, and then we'll have a look inside as well. If we have a look here, the safety valve hasn't been piped in. If we have a look at the condensate pipe here, it's had a brass T put on there, and as you can see, it's started to corrode. We shouldn't have brass on a condensate. Also, we've got a gas pipe here. For some reason, the gas pipe's been lagged. Not sure why they would lag a gas pipe. I'm now going to remove the case on this boiler. And as I say, this is part of the combustion seal. So you must be Gas Safe registered or competent. You can just see there, it's just leaking out on manifold. Just right on front of it there. You can see it's squirting out. So what we'll do now, we'll turn water off to this, and then we'll stop this leaking. We don't want to get water on the board. As you see there, I've just put a protective mat over. So I'm just going to turn water off now underneath here. So that's turned off when it's faced that way. I've also opened the hot tap, and now we can see that it's stopped the spray. The spray's stopped. I'm going to do some safety checks before I repair this. So one of the checks I'm going to do, I'm just going to check this burner seal on top. These are fairly common. They should be changed every so often on a service. And if we can see there, it's absolutely off the scale. So that needs to be sorted out as well. I'm not going to be able to leave that like that. So we're going to have to put a new seal. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that actually before I repair the boiler. I'm just going to check the fan pressure. This is on the opposite tube, so it'll show us a positive reading, but this is actually a minus reading. So what we've got there, about 5.8, between 5.7, 5.8, 5.6. So that's what your fan pressure would be. I'm guessing that this boiler's never been serviced. It's going to need a new burner seal on there at very least. We'll sort of fan out now. We have a look inside, we can see burner seal there. We can see it's all deteriorated. So we'll take this off, take the top off here now. A little wasp or something there. But you can see it's not in very good condition inside. A little bit hot. As I say, that's the burner seal in there. This just shows you importance really of having a boiler serviced. So on right is what the seal should look like, and then on left, that's what the seal's like. And obviously this will leak in carbon monoxide out the top of it into the case, that boiler. So I've put a new seal on there now, and then I can check it, make sure it's safe, and then we can actually move on to the job we've actually come to do, which is repair the water leak. So you can see there on the CO there's no it's a 0 reading now. That CO2 will take a bit of settling now because it's had high CO. What we'll do now, I'll replace this flow manifold. So that's the hot pipe. So I'll undo that nut off there, and that's the flow, and I'll undo that nut off there, and that's the gas pipe there. So we need to take that off as well. So I'm just going to isolate the gas underneath, and as I say, we'll need to check this after, and all the other pipes, all the other valves on this is isolated underneath as well. I've disconnected the gas pipe off the gas valve there just to make it easier to get into, and then I've also undone it on that silver nut there. And it just means that you can get into the manifold at the back a bit easier. Just take that screw out on there, and then also take the screw out on the plate. So that's on the plate heat exchanger. And then you just need to move and take your pipes out then. Nice and easy. So I took the hot pipe out first, and then once you take the hot out, I then move on to the flow and take the flow pipe out of the way, pull the clips out, and then that flow pipe will just lift out. When we put a new one in, we'll put all new washers on. I've got the bypass on this. I've just took that clip out on bypass, and then the manifold will just lift out. So that's the old plastic manifold. Very, very common fault. I actually do more of these than any other boiler, to be honest. I do more leaking Worcesters than any other boiler. So now we're going to put it all back together. We need a trusty old silicone grease, and make sure we lube it all up. You get all new washers with this, so replace all the washers. So you've got all your copper pipes there, put all new washers on, and then put loads of silicone grease on them, and then obviously just put it all back in reverse order. Really easy to do. Well, it's easy when you know how, and you've done quite a lot of them. And then obviously we need to connect all gas back up and test it all as well once we've got all screws in. So that's the manifold there. So we just put that back screw in on manifold, and then tighten gas up. Also put a new washer on gas. So on both gas connections I've put new washers in, and in the kit it comes with all the new washers. And then put the condensate trap back in as well, and that's it really. We can put it all back together now, and we can test it and make sure that it's all working safely. It's a good job that I had the correct equipment to test, because I couldn't actually see a fault with this seal when I was looking. So when I looked in beforehand, I couldn't see any fault with it. Obviously once I checked it with flue gas analyzer, I could see that it was split, or I could see it was leaking, should I say. So that's us Worcester Bosch leaking, and it just goes to show the importance of having your boiler serviced, because I mean that could have been a lot worse really. It was just on the starting point of a little bit more, and you could have started having flames coming out of that burner seal. That's the most important part of that job. So even though the customer's phone may be because the boiler's leaking, then me going to that, obviously I've found that the burner seal's gone as well, and that was more important really than the leak. So, you know, if I can give you any advice at all, please get your boiler serviced. It's the most important thing you can do. And don't DIY. Don't DIY with gas, because when we take that cover off on that particular boiler, it's part of the seal of, it's got a seal on it, and you need to check that afterwards with a flue gas analyzer, and you need to make sure it's all safe, and that can only be done by somebody who is qualified and trained. I mean, I've done this job now for 30 years. 30, yeah, I'm getting old. 30 years, and I've got bad knees and bad back to prove it. But yeah, so it just shows the importance of having your boiler serviced, having gas appliances serviced, especially Worcesters. Them particular Worcesters, as I say, them seals, I'm going to more and more of them seals now, and that's, if it was serviced, then obviously that could be changed on a service, but unfortunately sometimes people don't get the boiler serviced. So best advice I can give you, if you're watching this video, give your local gas engineer a call and get your boiler serviced. And that's best advice I can give you. If you've got any questions, please ask them in comments below, and thank you very much for watching.